I learned things that, I mean, my grandmother would tell us stories, and I envisioned this guy as some, like, super, like, squared away captain, because they called him like Captain Price, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I thought he was like some military guy, and he's the first guy that ever, like, went here in a balloon or there in a balloon, and I thought he was like some awesome dude that did all these like amazing, the first person to do this and the first person to do that, and then come to find out the guy was like a 100% scoundrel,
Like,
is how I've been describing him.
medieval. He's like medieval jackass.
Or
Yeah.
a horse, like a horse. I don't know if he was a horse thief or if he came from, like, descended from the horse thieves, but I mean, it's just like a wild story, man. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
They'd
So
he'd spent time in prison, I think. Yeah, because
uh,
I've got a thing here where it quotes what he'd done. Um, yeah, when he made his first attempt in Springfield, there were those about town, some of the police said, who would have given him permission when his shabby old balloon went up to go on and never come back. One wicked fellow said he was greatly regretted that the encounter with the chimneys had terminated so innocently, but the whole thing was a farce, not half so real as some in which Professor Price has figured heretofore. Professor Price is well known to the police of the city, and a citizen who pretended to know said Price received his degree under Professor McLaury of the Joliet University. Well, he was actually the warden of the Joliet State Penitentiary, so
oh,
he'd been in jail. Yeah,
in Joliet. Oh
yeah.
wow, yeah,
And he,
Professor and Professor Price or
yeah,
Captain
they
Price.
called
I mean,
themselves
that's
professor, and then about after about 1900, they started using sort of military terms like captain, yeah, and
uh-huh.
things like that.
That's
Yeah,
similar to
mm.
my business,
Yeah,
because in the 60s and the 50s, when you were an animal wrangler, like for the movies or whatever, they called you captain.
mm.
So that's why my mentor, who taught me the business, went by the name of Captain
Yeah,
Haggerty. Yeah.
mm.
Although he was a captain in the military, but they called you captain, like the guy who trained Lassie. His name was Fred Weatherwax, and they also called him Captain
Yeah.
Weatherwax.